This is the GFS WX charts for around about now, Wednesday, 8th of March, 6 p.m. We have this very heavy snow affecting Wales and the West Midlands and stretching over to a lesser extent towards East Anglia and the South Midlands. We also have at the bottom of this in London area and further south just rain. And as we move towards midnight, this band of heavy snow and some rain further south will lighten, but it will be replaced tomorrow morning by more rain in the south, the London area and the South Midlands, and we will have further heavy snow in northern Wales, so Anglesey, Bangor area, and also Liverpool in England, Blackpool up towards approaching Cumbria. North Midlands and the Pennines area, Peak Districts, they're going to have a lot of snow, and we've got here 5 centimetres per hour is possible, and that's 9 in the morning. Moving further forward to the afternoon, much of that snow will start to turn to rain. So tomorrow, the band of snow and rain will go further north, and the where it would have been snowing in the morning, it's more likely to be rain for Wales in the afternoon and most of the Midlands. But in northern England, it's looking like we're going to have lots of heavy snow, and this also proves it's going to be very cold up there. And on the higher ground, this snow will have settled, and it will stay that way overnight. And the snow here, it seems to just get stuck in northern England. Tries to advance south a little bit sometimes, but doesn't really do very much there. The low pressure is clearly jammed right over us, and we have these tight isobars. Easterly winds, could be some blizzardous conditions. And you've probably heard there's an amber weather warning for this associated area here of heavy snow affecting northern England. And then we move into Friday evening, and we also have more snow affecting Wales. And behind the rain that is sinking south, we could have a bit more snow, which could even sink into southeastern areas, but briefly, I think. So we'll have to keep an eye on this because the milder front has moved through, and it's just tucking in some cold air behind it. So this is just one chart. We can have a look at the Met Office, and the Met Office here. We have Wednesday. Won't want to go too far ahead. Sounds a bit jumbled up, what I've said. Thursday. So we have the warm front that's moved through, and that's turned the rain earlier, the snow into rain. Nighttime temperatures drop anyway, and it's only the early to middle of March, towards middle of March. So temperatures drop a little bit. So these easterlies feeding in some cool, cold, relatively cold air from the continent. This means that behind the warm front, which is coming in off the southwesterly area and southwesterly winds, will bring very mild weather towards Cornwall, into Cornwall. But it's a tricky one. This boundary is really marked quite drastically. Ahead of the warm front, it's certainly very cold because it was very cold before, and nothing's moved through that in terms of warm orientation and conditions. Then we have this cold northerly again tucks in behind. So as I was saying earlier, although it will turn to rain in the south and the Midlands, South Midlands and most of Wales, this occlusion is going to be colder. And this cold front before it, between the behind the warm sector, has quickly moved through. So we could end up in another situation with more snow Friday night into Saturday. But how far south this goes, Well, put it this way, I would say it's less likely to snow further south, except on very high ground such as Devon, and that's like Exmoor, Dartmoor, the Chilterns. But the south coast is almost certainly going to have just rain. But there could be some snow in southern Midlands again and some of the London regions. So, yeah, cold night into Saturday is certain across the board, except for the extreme south, such as the Channel Islands, might not be as cold. Because winds are going to drop light as well. We go forward here. There. Saturday morning, very light winds. Depends on the cloud cover, but we're into a situation, another one, with more warm fronts approaching. So temperatures are going to be about -2, -3 in some parts, and much colder than that in rural parts further north. So -6 is possible, -7, -8. So a very cold night Saturday morning. And with these warm fronts behind, they've got a lot of moisture. There's two of them there, and there's a bit of a weaving front stretching over the middle part of France and westwards into the Bay of Biscay. So that could bring rain to the southwest and more sleet and snow in front of that towards Wales and southern central England. Let's keep an eye on this, please. I'm quite surprised that Scotland has not had as much snow as what the Midlands is getting at the moment, but that's just the way it goes at the moment. But they have had the coldest temperatures. -15 degrees Celsius was measured last night in the sheltered high grounds in Scotland, sheltered glens. Very cold for early March. I don't think it's a record, but it's very cold. So for us, we've been hovering around freezing where I am. This is just west of London, so it's sort of the Reading area, Ivor Heath, that sort of Buckinghamshire, Berkshire area. Let's keep an eye on this. Whatever you're doing, stay safe, stay weather aware, and don't put yourself into dangerous situations. Do not walk on ice. Keep people safe and warm, and take precautionary measures with snow, ice, and cold. Check in on vulnerable people. Show them the warmth and love that they need.